as Michael said, what I'm going to try to cover really briefly is the sustainable benefits of this type of a wall system. I first wanted to talk about how green has affected our lives. One of the things that's most important is setting some kind of a triple bottom line mindset, both for our firms, but also for our clients. And recently I've been doing a lot of work with venture capital companies down here in Silicon Valley, defining what their triple bottom line mindset is before they say, we need to go have $200 million invested in us to go help sustainability out, because there's billions of dollars being invested. But I sit down with folks that have $100 million to develop a new green product, and I ask them, well, what is your driver? Why are you doing this? Because architects, engineers, contractors, developers, manufacturers, we have a huge role and responsibility. We, in the end, in a macro level, we design civilizations. But I think when you get kind of caught up in an eco label, there's 200 of them in the world right now that are very hard for architects to kind of define, contractors to evaluate, manufacturers to keep up with. I think what we've lost sight of is actually defining for ourselves what it really means to us to be sustainable. And if I asked all of you guys in a little secret green room back here, you'd all probably tell me different things. So when I was asked to kind of help the Italian ceramic tile industry, we tried to line up, and I call this a veridity lens, is to say, what are the organizations of the world, the building owners, even the people, what are they defining as most important to them in green and sustainability? What are our owners really looking for? And right now, with this gigantic financial mess that we've gotten ourselves into, clients seem to not have any money, just like the rest of us. And I think this is an opportunity to take a look at solutions like this and say, the owner wants to go green, and they'll manifest that in a project, right? If we're looking at organizations and you change organizations out with people, we have some set of internal sustainability goals as a humanity, and we manifest people's decisions and purchases, right? And what happens is corporations and organizations have said, we're going to go build a new green campus. We're going to go green our existing facilities. We're going to go green our data centers. And then on the far spectrum of this is going to be the product and service providers. It will be the architectural firms, the engineers, the contractors, the manufacturers. And if we line these items up, our owners and why they want to go green, the projects, which is the manifestation of what they hopefully say then they want to walk the walk, then there's us over here, products and services. And if we line ourselves up pretty good with their goals and their project's goals, they'll be kind of a perfect fit, which is kind of how the Prius got all the market share in the world. They weren't the only people that had a battery technology that could drive a car, but they determined one thing. People would be mindful of an $8,000 more expensive spend than a Corolla, not getting more room than a Corolla, but it gave people the right and the cred to say, I'm a green driver. When I look at my car purchasing decisions, I decided to get a hybrid, but mostly I got a bigger hybrid because I wanted to protect the people in the car, which are my kids. Smart car is great and crashes, but unfortunately the car does well. The base of our neck doesn't really do very well when you get hit by a larger car. Physics, have not been yet trumped by those things. But when I purchase food, right, I think about mostly my kids. I don't want to give them pesticides, so the people stick of this gets a lot longer. I do it a little bit for the planet, and I certainly don't do it for profit, right? If profit was on this chart at Whole Foods, the profit would be in the other stick, right? It'd be a negative profit. You'll spend whole paycheck at Whole Foods. So when we looked at the facade in terms of a sustainability benefit matrix, we said there's some main drivers here, and I think the biggest thing that's going to drive sustainability over the next 3 years is going to be reduction in consumption. There's 16 ESCOs right now that got indefinite quantity, indefinite amount contracts from the federal government for $8 billion each to green every GSA-owned, operated, or leased facility in the world, just to lower the carbon footprint, the energy footprint, the kilowatt footprint, and the operational cost footprint of federal facilities. So think about all the building stock that we have in America, and we say, it's not that pretty, right? I mean, there's a lot of 70s, early 80s buildings that are probably just like early 80s clothing, not really appropriate in today's time. So imagine being able to wrap it in a blanket that makes it look nicer, brings it up to a modern look, but it also provides unbelievable thermal insulation properties. The next element is also the amount of indoor air quality benefits you get. The structure reduces our liability from two main drivers of building science-related issues: condensation and water protection. So when you look at a triple bottom line analysis for this kind of a product, we want to make it simple to understand. So it's a reduced energy consumption. That'll therefore reduce our CO2 pollution. That'll reduce our resource consumption. And then hopefully it'll be a long-lasting solution. A lot of these facades have been up from the turn of the century and they're still there. how many other facade solutions can we think of that will not need the maintenance that this one does not need? But a green building actually provides a return on investment year to year, month to month, and then hopefully through the lifetime of the building. So with that, that's our presentation. Thank you.